So you just finished designing your UI. But now comes the interesting part. How do I actually export the frames, import them, and scale them?
Hell no, man.
Nah, I'm joking, it's not that bad. I'm gonna show you how I do it. First, what you wanna do is select what you need. For this video's sake, I want to export this notification. So I'm going to assume your layers are already organized. And they don't really need to match mine exactly, but this is how I grouped everything. Then, what you want to do is create a folder, and you can name it anything you want. In my case, I named it UI exporting, so all your PNGs can go in it. But if you're on Windows, just make a new document in the Documents tab. What you want to do is select each individual frame that you need, right-click, and export them as PNGs. Now you select the folder we just made and hit open. Or if you're on Windows, hit save. Now you have all your individual frames. Now it's time to import them into Roblox Studio and scale them. It's easy, I promise. Once you're in Roblox Studio, you want to head over to Starter GUI. Press on this plus button. Now we want to add a screen GUI. Let's rename this notification or whatever your UI is called. Now what we want to do is add a UI scale. Basically, so you can understand it, this just allows everything to go all together and look uniform across all devices. Now, we want to add an image label. We need to center it. So we type anchor point 0.5, 0.5. You always want to make sure you set your anchor point on anything, image label, text button, or whatever you have, to 0.5, 0.5. Now it is centered. Let's label this main frame. Now type image, choose file, and it redirects me to the folder that we just made. Open and hit create. You see how it's stretched like this? Make sure the scale is always set on fit. You see how it made it like this? Now adjust it to your sizing. In my case, I'll leave it like this. Now I want to get rid of this background. So how do I do that? Go to transparency. I type transparency or tra and type 1. Boom, it's now gone. Now I want to add the icon here. How do I do that? You duplicate your image label, then you press add image, choose file, and you add the frame that you like. Let me label this as an icon. Now I want my icon and the frame to size down together, not separately, right? And put it inside the main frame. So the main frame is its parent. Let's add the text label as well. In my case, I will label it event created. So let me add text label. You want to get rid of this background transparency. Type transparency and set the background transparency to 1. To make sure your text is scaled as well, type text. And you see this button right here? Press on it. How do we make sure it's actually scaled? If we move this, you see it doesn't scale. So how do we do that? In my case, I will use a plugin called UI Tools. We select the main frame, we select the icon, we select the text label, and we hit scale on position and scale on size. And now, as you can see, it scales correctly. Let's check across multiple devices. This is the iPad, iPhone, iPhone 16 Pro, iPad Pro M4, Samsung Galaxy, and you get the point of it.